Empires didn't rise by chance, they were engineered. Egypt, the first system. In ancient Egypt, power wasn't gold, it was grain. The Nile flooded, crops grew, but the state controlled storage. Who controlled food, controlled survival. Rome perfected it. Free grain for the people, entertainment for distraction. They called it bread and circuses. Keep the population fed and entertained, and they won't question power. Then came a different kind of control. Not land, but trade. The British Empire didn't just conquer. It controlled routes, resources, and economies. If you controlled trade, you controlled nations. The Industrial Age changed everything. Now control shifted to labor, infrastructure, and production. Power belonged to those who controlled systems, not just people. Today, the system still exists, but it's harder to see. It's not just food or trade. It's information. The method never changed. Only the tools did. Power isn't held by armies. It's held by those who control money. The first coins weren't just currency, they were control, stamped with the ruler's image. Money became a symbol of authority. Then came a new kind of power. Bankers. Families like the Medici Bank didn't rule kingdoms, they financed them. In 1694, a shift happened. The creation of the Bank of England. Now money wasn't just metal, it was backed by trust and controlled by institutions. Wars were no longer just fought with weapons, they were financed. Debt became leverage. If you controlled credit, you could control outcomes. Today, money is no longer physical. It moves invisibly, instantly, globally, but the principle remains unchanged. Control the currency, and you control the system. Many civilizations don't collapse when they lose gold. They collapse when they lose food. In ancient civilizations, food wasn't just grown, it was controlled, stored in state granaries, measured, taxed, redistributed. If the state controlled the harvest, it controlled the people. Rome understood something critical. Hungry people revolt. Fed people comply. Through the grain dole, the Annona, food became a tool of stability. History also records something darker. When food supply is disrupted or controlled, entire populations suffer. The Irish potato famine, the Bengal famine of 1943. Food wasn't just scarce, it was entangled with policy and power. The modern world industrialized food. Production scaled. Distribution expanded, but control became centralized. Today, food travels thousands of miles through systems most people never see. If those systems slow, everything changes. Control the food, and you shape the future. History isn't just written, it's controlled. In ancient times, information was carved in stone. Kings didn't record events, they recorded victories. The narrative wasn't neutral, it was power. Now, for centuries, knowledge was controlled by institutions. Texts were rare, written, copied, and interpreted by a few. If you controlled knowledge, you controlled belief. Then everything changed. The Gutenberg printing press. Information could now spread faster than control. And for the first time, power began to shift. In the modern era, information became strategic. Governments used media to influence perception, not just to inform, but to shape reality. Today, information moves instantly. Anyone can publish, but not everything spreads equally. Algorithms decide what is seen and what is not. Control the narrative, and you influence the world. The world map, was drawn by someone. Maps were never just navigation. They were claims. To draw land was to declare control over it. In 1884, at the Berlin Conference, Africa was divided. Lines drawn across land, with little regard for people, language, or culture. After World War I, the Sykes-Picot Agreement drew new borders, not based on identity, but on agreements. Lines on maps became realities on the ground, separating communities, forcing others together. The consequences are still visible today. Today, the borders remain, digitized, normalized, rarely questioned. The map is not the territory. It's the story of who drew it. Wars aren't won by soldiers alone. They're sustained by systems. Even in ancient times, armies moved with supply lines, food, weapons, coordination. Without logistics, armies didn't survive. The industrial age transformed war. Now, entire economies were mobilized. Factories didn't just build goods, they built war. War required more than weapons. It required funding. Governments issued bonds, controlled resources, and directed entire economies toward conflict. In the modern era, war became institutional, permanent systems built to research, produce, and maintain military power. Today, conflict operates on a global network. Supply chains span continents, coordinated in real time. The battlefield is visible, but the system behind it is what sustains it. You have choices. But what if the choices were already shaped? In many historical systems, choices were structured. Guilds controlled trades, markets limited access, and roles were often predetermined. Modern systems don't remove choice, they organize it. Placement, visibility, design all influence what people select. Researchers call it choice architecture. The way options are presented can influence decisions without removing freedom. In digital environments, choices are filtered. What you see, what you don't, what appears next is often structured. The system doesn't remove choice, it shapes the environment around it. And over time, patterns emerge. The question isn't whether you choose, it's how those choices are designed. What if everything you've seen was never separate? Food controlled survival, money controlled exchange, war reshaped power, information shaped belief. Borders defined control, and choices were guided. But in reality, they were always connected. Food feeds populations, money moves resources, information directs perception, and together, they form a network. A single system flows through many layers: production, transport, finance, communication, decision-making. Each part influences the next. Today, the network is global, instant, interconnected, and constantly evolving, more complex than ever before. Most of it is invisible, but its effects are everywhere. The system was never one thing, it was always everything. Kindly like, comment, share, and subscribe to History's Blind Spot. Thank you very much. God bless.